Hey, welcome back to The Hunger Point. I'm Dawson McKinnon. I'm joined today with Josiah Waddell and Javier Macias.
I think what a lot of people don't realize too is you can come out with a big boom, but you have to keep that boom going. You got to keep that marketing going, and a lot of people come out with a big boom and then they cut off.
Yeah, it dies right off.
It dies. You got to keep on going. You got to see, okay, what's new? What's the new app out there that everybody's on? You got to be on that. You got to be on a bunch of different things. Like
at the same point, it's not the app that everyone's on. You got to look for what's going to be coming next. It's not already here.
Well, it's already here, but you got
to look ahead of that plan.
Well, and Josiah and I were talking about this the other day. So, do you remember Vine?
Oh yes, Vine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Vine was this app that came out that nobody used, and the people who did it was just pure stupidity. Until these people started getting like 6-7 million people following these 6-second clips.
Yeah.
Everybody now who had that following, they're social media influencers, they're YouTubers, they're vloggers, they're doing all this stuff.
They're people
doing,
of interest.
Right. They were on the app before it was even a thing. By the time it became a thing, Twitter bought it and canned it.
Yeah.
So, like right now, you look at Instagram. Do you know how hard it is to become verified and recognized on Instagram?
Oh, yes.
Now, compare it to when Instagram came out, 2012. We'll get that fact checked.
Yeah.
But when Instagram came out, if you're one of the first 30 profiles, it was probably stupid easy to get verified. Mm-hmm. You just send a letter in and say, yeah, they think I'm somebody else. And they went, okay, here's your verification.
2010,
yeah.
2010.
So if in 2011 you were sitting there submitting to Instagram, putting in photos like crazy and building content, you probably got verified super easily. Mm-hmm. And back then, let's say there's only 20,000 people that had it originally, like day one, let's say. Mm-hmm. Who are you going to follow? You have to follow those people. Now there's probably like 95 million Instagram accounts. Guaranteed.
Oh, of course. Like I was even on Instagram for a bit, and now I look at it and I'm like, it's the hardest thing to get followers, get anything. Like
But it's not even get followers, it's brand recognition.
Well,
you
brand
put in like
recognition,
hashtag boxing YYC, there's 40 accounts that show up in 30 seconds.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Like, and that's like, how are you
not
supposed
all
to be?
ones you want, but there is accounts that show up.
No, but like for instance, like Rumble Boxing, they're a big studio in Calgary.
Yeah.
You want to follow them? They're great at their advertising. They post a ton of photos. But you type in boxing YYC, there's 12 other gyms that are posting as well. Mm-hmm. So they're a massive gym, but they're still being covered off by these 12 others that are very relevant using the same tags as them.
Yes.
So it's kind of, you got to get into that newer industry as well, but it's also, marketing's changed a lot. Marketing's changed in a way that before it used to be, you'd put up a billboard, you run a TV ad, you run
Oh,
something
you're
like
on
that.
radio, and radio's dying.
Right, but one of my favorite articles I saw in the last while was, I want to say it's CNN. I think it is. It's a news station.
Okay.
That has less of a viewership than Dan Bilzerian.
Really?
Yeah. So this is a news station. They have their own
CNN's
channel.
pretty big in the States.
Well, CNN
He has
has an international
150
thing too.
million people that see everything he posts.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's like half of the US. Now his is worldwide, but it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So he has a bigger viewership than some major news publications in the States. Mm-hmm. Okay, so would I rather spend $50,000 and have a publication go through CNN, or spend $50,000 and have it go through him? Him, where it's constant. He runs a publication, you pay enough money to get Dan Bilzerian posing there with Fit Tea, and it'll be on his page forever, and everyone will see it for the existence of time.
But it also depends on what type of demographic, because who's following him? Is it the demographic you want to follow, or that you want going to buy your product, or is it
Right.
a totally different demographic that you're...
Well, I know we were shocked when we first saw the demographic coming into the cannabis industry, as it was not what they were aiming for.
They were marketing for these millennials for under 30, and a lot of it is 40 to 50.
Over 50 even.
Yeah.
There was
Well, like I've been
lot
at a couple stores, and you go in, and I'm the youngest one there. It is all... It's older.
It's an older
and
crowd.
It's an older crowd, and I think that's what a lot, like, especially now in the certain industry, you got to know your industry.
Yep.
You got to know who's getting what, who's buying what, who's agrees with it.
Yeah, no, but I think though the thing is talking about cannabis is super restricting. Because we're talking about a singular industry that's so new that most people don't have an actual piece they can speak on with this. I think that like if you looked at something a bit more broad, like let's go with a t-shirt, okay? Just a t-shirt and it just says, "What's up, dude?" Okay, super chill. Your demographic for that is quite large. It's all the way down to younger kids. There's no profanity on it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, "What's up, dude?" Young kids, all the way up to the funny dad.
Not
Honestly.
even that. Like I've seen some some older people wearing some shirts, and I never would think
Right.
they would be wearing those.
So you have a huge demographic there, and you want to cover all your bases, and it's easier to cover a lot of these social media pieces. Even though social media right now, I get it's big in marketing, but people still need to focus on some other sides of it. Do events, do sponsorship.
Well, see, like that's the one thing too. I don't think a lot of people realize with if you're coming into a new industry with available growth, like the marketing there, you gotta. It's a lot of people do marketing and they gotta know they're gonna lose some money in marketing.
Oh,
that
yeah.
it might not work. They
But-
have to be able to.
I don't think it's losing money though.
And you're not losing money, but like you're not.
It's
you
well
might be,
spent, not in your bank account though.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and like especially with the new industry, because it's if you're coming in and nobody knows what this industry is about, and you're trying to market it, but your marketing also you only can say certain things on marketing or you only have a certain amount of space, certain amount of time. So it's trying to get that out there right away right off the bat.
Right.
This is what we do. This is this is our number, and come. And a lot of people don't realize that that's what they need to do, because I know there is some places where their name is on a marketing ad. It's just a billboard, and nobody knows actually what they do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they just it's a name and a phone number. So now you're making people search you up. Now myself,
It's
I'm
too
like,
much
dude,
effort for people to go
effort.
through,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's effort. So now you have to we can get a billboard, but we also have to have the TV ads, the radio ads. Now depending on what demographic, now you have to have Instagram ads, Facebook ads, Snapchat ads. Like there's just so much out there, and what a lot of people
But
don't
I don't think
realize.
it's the ads like that. Like
No,
sit
but
there,
like-
do a good sale, do a good promotion, and invite some people to come in and like bring in customers the old-fashioned way, but then create an opportunity for them. Like I think it would make more sense to do your storefront, talk about it on social media a lot. Don't have to do a bunch of ads, but talk about your local community.
Oh yeah.
And then invite a ton of people in and get one of those cutouts where it's like the Instagram frame and have a hashtag for it and do like a thing like, hey, if you put up a post on your page about our store on your story and show it at checkout, we'll give you 10% off.
Yeah.
Do something like that. Don't spend all this money internally on you, but you have to use those tools. Because this comes back to like, if you want to start a new business and you go, okay, so I have this much money for this and this much money for that and that's much money for this, you need to add another 10% onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Well, like
things
a-
that come up. There's delays. There's this,
There's
that. Well,
things you don't-
construction delays.
There's things you don't realize that could possibly come up. Like, construction delays were one we had to run into with getting a business permit.
Yeah,
Building
and they
permit, business
blew
permit.
us out like almost a whole month.
Yeah.
So now you have, okay, we have rent. We still have to pay that rent even though we're not making any money.
Mm-hmm.
We still have to pay for our licensing. We still have to pay salaries. We had employees. So we still have to pay those employees even though we're not making any money. You still have to pay them.
Yeah. And you still need manpower to keep your business running.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just not pay your employees.
Yeah, because things change. Like when you open a retail store, it's one of the most expensive things.
Mm-hmm.
You need the space, a storefront, which costs a fortune. You need a marketing plan. You need a product. But on top of that, you can't run it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're hiring a full-fledged staff to come sit in your store for training, preparation, set up the store. You're making no money at that time. Then you open your store. If you don't have enough sales an hour, you are losing money having those people there. And it's not like yourself where you can say, I'm not going to take a paycheck. You have to pay these people.
Well, that's one thing with marketing too, though. Like you gotta look at it. There's a bunch of different ways to market, and I feel like some businesses they market right off the bat. They get to a certain point and they're great, and then they start dying down. They don't realize that everyone just knows who you are. It's whatever now, but it's also going out to a lot of people don't realize like fundraisers, sponsoring a fundraiser.
But that's more late stages.
It's late stages,
Yeah.
but a lot of people don't realize
You're
that-
not doing that
You've
right
got to
off the
already
bat.
have yourself up to and running to a point before, and profitably running to a point.
But you
before
also have
can
to
start
have
playing that
you also
game.
have to have a plan, and also like it depends on your demographic. Like sometimes maybe that might be your big
Yeah,
thing. It
but I
might
think that's
be-
something you
might be
gotta
doing
plan.
ads, all this different stuff, and sales, but you're not getting anything. But once you go to that one fundraiser, everyone's respecting you.
I think
Everyone.
that's going to be a different video though, talking about growth
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's more late
That's-
stages.
Yeah, fundraising's not really one you would bring a company into at
Yeah.
early stages.
But let's go. Okay, so for a recap, when you're selecting your businesses, you need to focus on, is there even an availability for you to exist as this company in the industry? Do you have any knowledge, skills, or anything like that, or can you be taught that? Because a mentor is a whole other thing. We're going to do a video on that as well. But having mentors who can teach you in an industry is just as helpful as knowing it yourself. And then I would say like location is a big thing as well. We had to move to a new province for the industry we're in. Same as, for instance, if you're here in Saskatoon, don't be a lobster fisherman. You're not going to make any damn money. It's downhill from there. And then once you decide on your industry and what
You never know.
I know, trust me.
There's a lot of lakes around here.
You might find lobsters one day.
No. And then once you pick that out, you got to decide your business. What's your timeline on this? Do you have the amount of money that can get you from now till you're running a business? Do you have the amount of time outside of the work you're doing, or do you have to quit your job? Do you have that type of money? And then also, what's your plan to actually be well known and build that company? You need a marketing plan, a budget, and where to go from there.
You also got to make sure you have the manpower, because you can't be running,
Yeah,
building this business
but you can
and you
always
don't
hire
have the
people.
manpower. But you also need to think now that's on your financial side.
Yeah.
Do you have enough to pay for these people till you start being profitable?
Right. So that's our discussion on a business, starting your own company. We're going to do another one right after this on selecting a career, whether university is your route or self-taught, and go from there. Thank you for joining us. Once again, I'm Dawson McKinnon, joined today with Josiah Waddell and Javier Macias. Thank you for watching The Hunger Point. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. We're going to be trying to put out videos consistently, and if there's anything that you want to see us talk about, make sure you throw it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.